All right, programming 12. I got a checkpoint for you. Here's a little animation that's kind of based around what we were doing in our last video. So this time we're going to have a sun and moon sort of cycling through for a day-night cycle. The sun is rising during the daytime, and eventually when it gets to a certain height, it will shift to nighttime, and then the sun will look a little bit different. It'll now be a moon as it rises. So I'll just let you know that, and we want the cycle to keep on going sort of infinitely. So here's the things that I'm using to make this happen. I'm using two variables. I'm using a sun, y, which also is going to work for our moon. The moon is actually being chosen whether we draw a sun or whether we draw a moon based on this day variable. The day variable is a Boolean variable, so it's true or false. It's either true, it is the day, or false, it's not the day. So if it's not the day, then it's it's nighttime. So I'm not going to have two separate variables. Day is true or false. It's either day or it's not day. One thing that I don't think you might remember is how would you go about switching the value of day? Like, how do you make it switch to night so that it's like goes from true to false? Or how do you go from night to day? So I'm just going to put a little piece of code. This isn't the right place to put it, but I'll just put it as a comment. A really handy thing to do is, have an if statement. If something happens, I'll leave it up to you to decide what the criteria will be. But it's probably going to be the position of the sun or the moon or whatever you want to call it. You can say, hey, if the, whatever sun is in the right position, then we can say, I'll just go down. It's awkward. We can say something like day equals not day. So this exclamation mark is the not operator, and it basically, when we're working with Booleans, it will flip the value. It's like flipping the switch to the other value. So if day was true, so if this was true, then this will make it false, and we'll assign the value to false. If day was false, it'll flip it. It'll assign the value, or it'll switch it to true, and then we'll assign day to be true. So we can use something like this. I'll finish it off with the brace. We can use a little piece of code like this to switch from day to night and from night back to day again. And we can use this day variable. We can say if day equals true. Whoa, I jumped down somehow. Sorry about that. Again, this is probably, we're going to put this in the draw function. But when we go to draw our sun, we can use the if statement to say, hey, if day equals true, draw your sun, whatever the sun code is. You're going to have some fill with yellow, that kind of stuff. And draw a circle. But you could also have an if statement that says if day is false. And then you can have two separate if statements. If its day is true, draw this. If day is false, draw something else. There's also an if-else that we learned last year. We'll get into that a bit more later. If you remember it, that's great. But otherwise, I think you could just have like sort of a structure, something like this. So if day is true, do one thing, and if day is false, do another. Or you can use if-else. So you might, might look something like this. Day is true, draw the sun, whatever that looks like. If day is false, draw the moon. And they both use the sun y variable to kind of move it through. So just to see it one more time, here's our animation. The sun is rising. It's daytime because day is set to true. But once the sun hits a certain value, this is the y coordinate hits a certain value, we switch it to false, so it comes back down, and then it continues to go up again, and we get the moon. So try to make that and show me when you're done, and I will be happy to take a look at it and give you credit for this current checkpoint. All right, thank you very much. I can't stop this video. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. Thanks, everybody.